Joe Santos, and I am a sergeant with the Portland Police Bureau. Hop on my bike and just start riding to work like I always do. And it's a sweeping left-hand turn. It's a double yellow line. It's not a safe place to pass. It was dark out. It was raining lightly. It's coming down the hill, and I heard the car coming behind me, and I could hear that he was passing. Not to mention, I'm doing the speed limit. I mean, it's downhill. I'm going 35 to 40 miles an hour. The speed limit's 35 miles an hour. And then I actually kind of almost felt him as he came by, and it was just really close. The cars try so hard to pass you, and then because of the chicane turns and the speed bumps, you catch right up to them without any effort whatsoever. So I just went to go around him on the right-hand side, like I do every morning with all the cars. And as I moved to the right and started to overtake that car, he very suddenly and abruptly turned to the right, kind of blocking off that 3 to 4 foot lane of travel. I grabbed my brakes, almost rear-ended him at that point, swerved to the far left to get behind him. I got my nice bright light, it's shining down the side of his car so he can see exactly where I'm at. And that's when he moves again, this time over to the left, and then just anchors his brakes. And it's a little bit wet out, so I go to grab the brakes, can't stop, and I'm swerving to the left, which is into oncoming traffic. Swerve over the double yellow, and as I overtake his car on the left-hand side, I just, I'd had enough at that point. I reached over and I just gave his car a slap. And then we came to a stop, basically right here at this intersection. And I looked over to my right, and he's sitting right there, and we're just looking at each other for like a second or two. And then he put the car into reverse. So I immediately jumped off my bike and kind of ran off this direction. And as I ran to the sidewalk, he put the car into gear and then ran forward. I heard the bike crunch behind me, and made it to the sidewalk, and then he kind of peeled out. This lady comes running over, and she yells at the car. She says, "Shame on you!" I called the police at that point. Actually, I remember the license plate from when he buzzed me up above. It just seemed like this guy had it out for me and wanted to run me off the road. Talking to some of the officers that responded, when they saw the name of the complainant on the computer, they knew that was me. And most people know that I ride my bike to work in the morning. The nature of me being a cop and the people knowing me, I had, if you want to call it, instant credibility. It's versus, I think a lot of officers are just like the general community. They view cyclists, a lot of them, as aggressive and rogue and probably the problem half of the time. I made the mistake of reading all the comments in the papers. I don't think any of the articles were written in a bad light, but the majority of the comments made by the peanut gallery portrayed me in the bad light, and I was the victim. It was the slapping of his car that people could not get over. They were just so like, oh my God, a police officer slapped this guy's car, he should get fired, all these crazy things. The attorney that he retained is a guy that I know. When Jim McIntyre called me and said, "Hey, my client feels really bad," and that actually meant a lot to me that he felt bad, because honestly, I'm used to dealing with criminals, and I just assumed this guy was not a criminal on paper, but had that criminal mindset where he was a little callous and didn't care so much. In the beginning, I wanted blood. I wanted the guy to go to jail. I was going to sue him. I was going to own every piece. I just wanted the world. I just was so, angry. He would have been convicted of criminal mischief or reckless endangering, and that would have been it. And then by the time I received the phone call from his attorney, I wasn't as angry. It wasn't as fresh. I sat down with him. He's a very nice man, and was really kind of glad that it was over.